I don't mind if I do.
Hello? Quartermains!
If you're here to drag Kiki away from here, you're too late. Her and her dumb boyfriend are settling it nicely.
Yours.
Alice, the maid, you met her? She sorted through a whole bag of those and picked those out just for me special.
Such a stupid affectation.
That's my stupid affectation. They taste better that way.
Only in your mind, which, I grant you, is a very scary place.
Fine. More for me and Kiki.
You expect me to believe that you and my daughter are bonding over candy?
We have to bond over something. Our relationship is so problematic, what with you keeping her from me for her entire life.
She did just fine without you, Franco. We both did.
Kiki moved in here to live with me and my new family.
The Quartermaids have been your family for what? All of 5 minutes?
You know, I don't see what she sees in this guy, Morgan. And I don't understand why he's called Morgan when the other one, Michael, is just so much more like Jason. But let me tell you something. If Morgan is part of the reason why Kiki is willing to live here under my roof, I'm all for it. Time with my daughter. What else could a man want?
How about a conscience?
I just got one of those. I'm breaking it in.
So you say.
So I say, why else would I voluntarily come back to Port Charles? I'm out on bail, but I still have to stand trial.
Sounds like another art piece to me. Designed to confuse and mislead. Nothing you ever do is straightforward.
Appearances can be so misleading. I feel it's my responsibility as an artist to point that out. If one person gets it, then one person is closer to the truth.
I don't need any help figuring you out, thanks. And for the record, I've spent a lot of time with Morgan. The truth is, he's a very nice young man.
Trying to get closer to our daughter by sucking up to her boyfriend. How's that working for you?
I do have some repair work to do on my relationship with Kiki.
So that full court press to get her to sign over all of her shares of ELQ, that didn't work so great?
Kiki will come around. I'm just going to give her some space and some time.
Convenient, considering that she's not speaking to you.
I have business with AJ. He wasn't at the office. Is he here?
No, you just missed him, the big long kid, by not less than 5 minutes.
If only I'd thought to ask, instead of wasting all this time in conversation with you.
What from Junior? And by the way, that's not what I call him, that's what the Qs call him. I think it's appropriate because it conjures up to mind images of somebody being spoiled and not very bright. That, again, appropriate.
Does your brother know how highly you speak of him?
Oh, please, this is mild by Quartermain standards. They are vicious in the verbal combat. I think it's part of the reason I fit in so nicely.
Finally, after a lifetime as an outsider, you have a place to belong.
Amen. So, what do you want from AJ? You're going to convince him that you can offer up Kiki's allegiance?
Oh. I'm offering AJ something much better. Your head on a silver platter.
My head on a silver platter. Do you have any idea how beautiful that is? Do you know the origins of that statement? The etymology, the story behind the story?
Franco.
No, that is the subject. Salome wanted John the Baptist's head on a silver platter. It was covered by all the masters of the Renaissance, and I think it's ripe for interpretation. I can't wait to get my hands on the reflective properties.
If your brother kills you first.
No, I don't think he wants to do that.
Wait till he gets to know you better.
No, I think he wants to do that. AJ can't wait. He wants me to fold into the family as much as I want to be folded in. Won't be long before he thinks of me as family.
Even after he finds out you poisoned his relish.
Morgan.
You're the one who tainted AJ and Tracy's relishes on the chew.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Duplicate. You're a lot of things, Franco.
You're a lot of
Ignorant
things.
isn't one of them.
You're hard when you're condescending.
Pickle Lila relish was supposed to make ELQ rise from the ashes. Sadly, we all know what happened. Both AJ and Tracy's relishes were tampered with. The incident on the chew went viral. ELQ's stock prices still haven't recovered.
Really? I didn't know that. I was busy doing other things, like coming back from the dead.
Well, let me fill you in. They never found the person who tampered with the relishes. The person responsible for tanking ELQ. Well, someone obviously wanted to create chaos for that company. Chaos. Major theme in your work, no?
No, I think my work's more about the evil that men do. That's why I've never really been interested in corporations. It's too obvious. There's nothing personal there. There's nothing intimate there.
Poisoning 4 individuals is personal, intimate. But doing it on national television, thereby undermining ELQ, well, that raises it to the level of an event.
You're right. You say it like that, I wish I'd thought of that.
As performance art / corporate sabotage, it's brilliant. But for a man trying to prove his redemption, you just made a serious error.
Did I? So I'm responsible for all the mayhem in the world. Tell me something. How are you going to prove your little theory?
Not a theory. You did it. I know you did. And I have proof.
You have proof. Do tell. No, seriously, do tell. I'm in the mood for a story.
Very well. Once upon a time,
Oh, good.
Luke Spencer came to my place in New York. He told me about the existence of Kiki's shares at ELQ. The very next day, I had to go on a business trip. On the way to the airport, what do you think I saw on that little TV in the back of the cab?
No idea. Was it the video of that little kitty cat meowing in the bathtub? Because that is so cute.
An announcement that the Quartermains were going to be in New York, promoting their new relishes on the Chew. I took a detour to see Kiki's newfound relatives for myself. Unfortunately, by the time I got to the studio, almost everyone had left for the hospital due to an unforeseen illness.
Shame. It looks like you delayed your business trip for nothing.
On the contrary. One of the few people left at the studio was a lovely young producer by the name of Todd Guerin. He told me that he had seen an unauthorized person in the green room. A man who ran off before Todd could get his name.
And you think that unauthorized man is me?
Oh, honey. I know it was. So when first the Chew issues a statement that the relishes had been tampered with, and a few days later, you turn up alive.
Oh, I didn't just turn up. I had a party, and it was fun. No less than 3 people tried to murder me. You know, that's inaccurate. Technically, 2 people tried to murder me. Morgan's father, Sonny, he pointed a gun at me. An aforementioned lughead brother, he tried to strangle me. The third, technically, was not attempted murder. I mean, she just hit me in the head with a handgun, which was still hurtful.
I wish I'd been there.
No, you and I, we deserved a more private reunion.
Oh. And so I came to see you in your jail cell. And that's when I learned that you had your own financial interests in ELQ. A few days later, I went back to the city. I showed your photo to Todd Guerin, and he ID'd you as the man he saw in the green room.
Come on. Relishgate has been completely investigated. If some television producer claims to have recognized me, why haven't I been questioned by the police, or worse, on Tracy?
Simple. I paid Todd Guerin to keep his mouth shut.
You paid for something. You've never even picked up a dinner check.
Sometimes you gotta spend money to make money, and I knew what I had to gain by silencing that producer was worth a lot more.
Really? What did you have to gain?
You're not that mysterious, Franco. That televised exercise in food poisoning wasn't some performance art piece. It was all about driving the stock price of ELQ down, thereby leaving the company open to a takeover by the likes of you. You don't want just part of ELQ. You want the whole damn thing for yourself.
Even if that were true, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I was looking for AJ because I was just about to offer him the name of his relish saboteur for a healthy sum of cash. But I stand to gain so much more, and you would get to keep your freedom if we unite.
When did this become about my freedom?
Well, with all the charges you're facing, do you really want to add assault? Or whatever the legal term is for deliberately poisoning 4 people to the list? Doesn't it make more sense to unite behind our common interests?
And which of our common interests are you willing to admit?
If you want me to keep my mouth shut, you're gonna have to cut me in.